Hi, I'm Fiona Ellis, aka One Daughter, and I am the author of the play Black, A Story for Some.
And the story is for some.
So, what exactly sparked your inspiration for creating Black, A Story for Some?
It started out as a paper I wrote in university for a sci class I had that we had to come up with some type of hypotheses or something. And I realized that I didn't understand Blackness in the way that I should until I moved here. So I didn't really know I was Black until I came to Canada. My teacher at the time, Professor Kupchik from the University of Toronto, thought that it'd be fantastic if I turned it into a play. So he's really what prompted me. So basically what the play is Fiona, which is me, the character I created, going through these conversations. She just happens to come into all these different conversations that touch on what Blackness is or what it should be, to the point where she now is getting frustrated and confused through these watered down ideals of Blackness. And at the end, she comes to terms with the fact that there is no one story, though society and the media would want us to believe that. Even Black people want you to believe that there's a certain type of Black. Like, if you don't know Maya Angelou's, full discovery, or Tupac's rhymes, or Bob Marley's whole life story, then you are a different type of Black, when in actuality, there's just so many different facets of what Black people have to offer. So that was the confusion for me, and that was what really inspired me to write the play.
So these characters that you speak of, how did you find them and how did they inspire the story?
I went around looking for first generation Caribbean people in Canada. That's how it started. And then I just started interviewing Caribbean people in Canada. And then it started to organically grow, because these are the conversations that I would happen upon. I'd be sitting just organically with my friends talking, and I'd be like, ooh, stop, go for my phone and start recording, because I was like, this is going to be good. So the characters were just conversations I happened upon, because that's what the character is also doing. She's happening upon these conversations, trying to figure out what Blackness is, because that's really what it is. It's a search for Blackness, really. And so because of that, there is no linear progression of the play. It's just a bunch of, I had this conversation, that conversation, and that conversation. It was just following her growth.
Ultimately, what do you want your viewers or your listeners to take away from the play?
There is no one Black experience. And I think we need to start dismantling that. I think the play does a beautiful job of dismantling this idea of one Black experience. There are many facets of Black culture, and that leads to many different facets of thinking. When I came here, because my experience was different, and I did not express Black the same way that Canadians express Blackness, that was taken as me not being as Black as somebody else. When in actuality, I never grew up questioning my Blackness. When I came here, it was taught different, And when I came here, and the teaching of what Blackness meant here led me and the persons here to believe that we were on two different trajectories, when we weren't. We were both walking the same line, but because we were thinking so individualistically about our own one experience, we forget to see the multifacetedness of the culture of Blackness.
And the story is for some.
Action.
And the story is always for some. And the story is for some.
Stay tuned to Disney Channel.
And the story is always for some.
Stupid.